Thank you everybody for being a part of this podcast from wherever around the world. Either you're watching me or listening to me right now from wherever time zone you are located. And welcome to the Sports Oriented Podcast. I'm your host as usual, solomonokukuwafua. And of course, the main aim of this podcast is to give you the latest sports stories, either in the recent past or yesterday, people to bring to light on what has been happening. And at the same time, people to preview and review on how it went down in terms of the sporting action. But if that's not the case, I'll just be reminding you of the stories that have caught my attention, to be able to shed the light to you who is watching or who is listening, be able to somehow give us something that is worth the conversation. And that's what the podcast is all about. To all the regulars of this podcast, thank you so much for being a part of this journey from wherever you are around the world, watching or listening or at whatever platform of your choice. I hope it has blessed you, and I know that you have been entertained by it. Now, for the newcomers, the newbies, the new kids on the block, I hope that within the next 25 minutes it is worth not wasting your time, because it's going to entertain you, it's going to inform you, and at the same time it's going to inspire you to make a move, because you never know, maybe that way it's going to be life changing. But yeah, other than that, today we'll be focusing on, of course, a story based on a video that I watched some time back. And of course, it's talking about Southampton being the next Moneyball team. Now that led me to this episode titled Southampton, the next Moneyball team. That will be the title of this episode, called Southampton, the next Moneyball team. Now, why have I named this title? Of course, I watched the video of that same title on YouTube from Tifo IRL, which is of course under Tifo Football, and at the same time I was looking at it from the internet, where it says, of course, the Southampton has a new owner called Sports Republic Limited, which of course bought that club early this month in February 2022. And I'll just be looking at the article written by Soccerex, which of course is one of the best football based websites, where you get the news, insights, analysis on everything to do with the sport, with the football industry globally. So of course, this one was published early this month, where it says Sport Republic acquires ownership of Southampton Football Club. I'll just read it as it is, just to show a disclaimer that these are not my words, these are the words of Soccerex, and I'll just read it along with you. I hope you get entertained. I hope it will inspire you along the way. Now, the article says in the beginning that Southampton Football Club have today, which is on that early February, confirmed that Sport Republic has completed the acquisition of a controlling stake in Southampton Football Club. Sport Republic is an investment firm in the sports and entertainment industry. They have purchased the shareholding of the club held by Mr. Gao, who is Chinese, and will work in partnership with Katharina Lieber, who retains a minority shareholding, she has been there for a number of years. She's from Switzerland. Everyone within the Southampton community would like to wish Mr. Gao and his family well for their future. That's according to the Southampton's official statement. If you scroll forward to saying what the article has to say, maybe do that according to the notes I've written down. Now, let's talk about Sport Republic, the new owners behind Southampton. Now, Sport Republic, again, is a London-based investment firm in the sports and entertainment industry. Founded by Henrik Kraft and Rasmus Ankersen, and backed by lead investor Dragan Solak, Sport Republic's vision is to apply proprietary intelligence and data analytics to help sports businesses and sports technology reach their full potential. More the website of this company is at www.sportrepublic.com. Now, Dragan Solak is the lead investor of Sport Republic. He is also the founder and chairman of the advisory board of United Group. Under Solak's stewardship, United Group has grown from a greenfield investment in a cable operator in Central Serbia to become a leader in Southeast Europe in telecommunication and media sectors. Now, UG Telecom is delivering broadband, mobile, and pay TV services to a market of more than 40 million people across 8 countries. United Group's media arm United Media is a leading media company with 5 national broadcasters, more than 50 pay TV channels, a very successful digital portfolio of 28 web portals, 8 newspapers and magazines, and 5 radio stations, producing in excess of 20,000 hours of original content annually, while it also operates a global streaming TV service. United Group is dedicated to the production of renewable energy for its own use and for the market, and founded an award-winning R&D center using local talent called United Cloud. Solak has founded and developed many other companies, his first being the motion picture production and distribution company Vans in capital letters, which he established in 1990 with a group of friends and movie enthusiasts. Now Solak is also a passionate golfer who was deeply involved in the development of golf in the Balkan region and serves as the chairman of the board of the international golf group called Eligo. So that is your lead investor called Dragan Solak. Now the other person behind this group is Henry Kraft. Now, Henry Kraft is the chairman and co-founder of Sport Republic and has spent the last 20 years investing in the technology, telecoms and media industry, including as an active early stage investor in sports technology companies such as Tonsel, Spotlight, the word sport, Wave.tv, Aura Ring, Server Health, and Masterzard. Most recently, Kraft spent 10 years in KKR in Capitals, where he was a partner and head of the technology and telecoms team in Europe, playing leading roles in investments including TDC, Vezatel, Visma, and United Group. Prior to joining KKR, Kraft worked at Apex Partners for nearly 7 years, having originally started his career as a strategy consultant with Blackstone Associates. So you have Dragan Solak with the money bag or with the goodies, and then you have Henry Kraft with the brains, and then you have Rasmus Ankerson with the recruiting. Now Rasmus Ankerson is the CEO and co-founder of Sport Republic. Over the last 7 years, he has worked as a football executive. From 2015 to 2021, he has overseen Brentford FC's football department as a co-director of football, culminating in winning promotion to the Premier League for the first time in 74 years in May 2020. In the same time period, he has been the executive chairman of the Danish club FC Midtjylland and overseen the most successful period in the club's history, winning 3 Danish championships, qualifying for the Champions League group stages in 2020, as well as making the club highly profitable. Ankerson is also the author of several best-selling books on talent development, including The Goldmine Effect and Hunger in Paradise. Now, as you all know, Rasmus Ankerson is behind the success story at Brentford as we see it right now, and of course the coach Thomas Frank and the owner Matthew Benham. So those 3 are the key individuals to the success of Brentford FC. Now, as you all are aware, Matthew Benham is the owner of 2 clubs, one called Brentford FC and the other being FC Midtjylland. Now, for Brentford FC, that was his first investment in club football. He poured his money in, I believe, a decade ago. Of course, he's a man known for gambling, and even has his own gambling website, his own platform, and everything to do gambling. Only to notice that the only way I can grow my portfolio is start a football club, and to buy a football club, which of course he put in Brentford FC. Now, for Brentford FC, a decade ago, they are not very near the top 3 divisions. I mean, if you look at it, then even as time moves on, and they use a different strategy called Moneyball, which if I can explain to you in easy terms, basically the methods of using metric criteria that is well underestimated by the popular sports media or popular sports clubs, be able to get their players, recruit players, be able to use even the tactics that are not common, and be able to bring in results. And that's what the Moneyball model has done for Brentford. And as time moved on, Brentford started climbing up ladder after ladder, reaching all the way to the EFL Championship, stayed there for a number of years. They were near misses to the Premier League, only to be promoted for the first time in 74 years in May 2020. And through that model, it has become a success story. If you want to know the story of the Moneyball model, you can go to YouTube, type that phrase, and you'll see yourself learning more and more about it. And of course, not only did he buy Brentford Football Club, 5 years after buying Brentford FC, he bought FC Midtjylland. Used that same model of the Moneyball, to Denmark, and within a few years after, boom, they started winning championships. They qualified for the Champions League group stages for the first time ever. And of course, if you look at both clubs, they have some commonalities. Number one, they don't have a youth academy after they scrapped it few years back for both sides. Another one being that most of the players on both clubs are mostly from Denmark, so you already know. For someone like Christian Eriksen, who just signed on loan at Brentford FC, is Danish. If you look at the Danish players who are playing for FC Midtjylland, you find they combined together for almost half of the entire squad. So even the coaching staff, the technical staff are mostly Danish. So that should not surprise you. So number one, no youth academy. Number two, mostly Danish. Number three, the Moneyball system. Then number four, they use the less known football formations, which not many big clubs are using today, but they use it to their advantage, and that's what it has helped them so far. If you look at their current standings in their respective leagues, you look at Brentford FC, their debut season has been on a roller coaster, and right now they're in the bottom half of the standings. Then if you go to FC Midtjylland in the Danish Superliga, they are somewhere in the top half. So it's somehow of mixed fortunes in the current season, but that doesn't mean that Matthew Benham and Billy Bean, by the way, is the fourth individual behind the success story of this model, be able to to inspire other owners. And congrats to Billy Bean, who started it once again, which is 20 years ago with Oakland Athletics. You all know very well. If you watch the movie Moneyball, download it on your respective platforms on the internet, or watch it on Netflix and be able to get the real story behind it. It's of course similar to this one for Brentford, but this time for Oakland Athletics. Use that same formula. It gave them a success. They qualified for the playoffs. They didn't go that deep in the playoffs, but somehow it changed fortunes and became a success story for generations to come. And until today, that model is being used for other sports related portfolios, like like the one a similar model by Chen Li, which of course Billy Bean is a part of, and he has minority shares in AZ Alkmaar, which is of course one of the dark horses in the Netherlands, alongside the big three, that is Ajax, PSV and Feyenoord. So that's all that is happening in terms of the sporting world. And if you're wondering why is Southampton the next Moneyball team, is because Thomas Ankerson is now a part of Southampton, and of course Thomas Ankerson knows all about Brentford, all about FC Midtjylland. Him coming to Southampton will somehow look like continuing with the brand, be able to push it forward to other football clubs, even though they're not related to Matthew Benham. And him coming in on board, I'm sure for a guy like Ralph Hasenhuttl, who's of course one of the disciples of Ralph Rangnick, who is at Manchester United, will be more than happy to see what that new brand of football will be like at Southampton. And already it has produced some good benefits, like the recent victory they had against Everton, where they won by 2-0 when they were playing at St. Mary's Stadium. And so the owners are very proud of their success so far, but they have a long season ahead, be able to improve their standings and be able to climb higher and higher, especially if they have to finish in the top half. So yeah, they have a long way to go. And the new owners, the Sport Republic, we hope that they continue to defy all odds and be able to show the Premier League that indeed it's not only Brentford that uses Moneyball in the Premier League, but also Southampton. So I believe moving forward, there's going to be a new derby called the Moneyball Derby, which is of course Southampton versus Brentford. Now for Thomas Ankerson, that means he's going to meet Thomas Frank. That means he's going to meet Matthew Benham. That means he's going to meet his former players whom he has recruited when he was at Brentford throughout those years at the club. So I think the Premier League should add that as a new derby called the Moneyball Derby, which is between Southampton and Brentford as it moves on, as it moves forward. But other than that, that's it I have for today. Today is not about reviews, previews, highlights, because I'm awaiting results from the top three tiers of European club football, which of course today is Wednesday. There are 2 more matches happening in the Champions League, and then there are 16 matches across the other 2 divisions, that is the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. So I think by Friday you should have all those results that I'll talk about by then. But other than that, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening from wherever around the world, from whatever time zone you are located. I hope you are blessed, I hope you are informed. And if for those of you who are watching it on YouTube, for the regulars, you know what to do: comment, like, share with your loved ones, and let's grow this network. For the newbies, newcomers, new kids on the block, if you're watching it on social media, if you're watching it on YouTube, you know what to do. If you're watching it on YouTube, first of all, click the subscribe button, click the bell button to get notified of what's coming up next, and even to watch the catalog of the previous episodes. And for those of you who are watching it on social media for the first time, make sure you comment, like, share, and follow on the respective social media platforms. And if you want to listen to it as an audio through the podcast platforms, I'll put down the links as soon as this episode is done. Be able to go there for yourself through the podcast platforms of your choice, to be able to listen to it, and then you can download it at your own free time, to be able to use that as a form of discussion. But other than that, thank you to all the regulars, thank you to all the first timers. I hope this is worth your time, and until the next episode, make sure you get sporty, be busy with your sporting life, don't be lazy, be active every day, because you have to be healthy, both physically and mentally and spiritually. But other than that, God bless you in whatever you do in your day, and until next time, is goodbye.